What's going on, guys? Steel here, and today I'm just going to make a short tutorial and kind of do a little follow-up to my video from the other day, as a lot of people were asking of how I actually got the system to work, how I was able to get the missiles to fire so quickly, and how I was able to queue up a bunch of targets. So we'll start with the tutorial. First thing you're going to need is some keybinds. We'll go to controls. The first two keybinds we are going to need, all the way at the bottom of miscellaneous, sort of, it is the deploy of auxiliary vehicle and the switch to auxiliary vehicle. I have these set to my arrow keys left and right, mainly because that's kind of how they're displayed down here at the bottom of the screen, although I think that this icon needs to be changed, I'm going to be honest, because they're literally the same icon. So left deploys, right is to switch to them, to drive them around, whatever. The next three are the important ones. So weapon lock is how you actually spool up the missile, whether it's IR, radar, whatever. It's just how Gaijin has it set to. This is the keybind. I have it set in a legacy control with the normal AAs to left shift, right click. For these systems specifically, you're really not going to be doing a whole lot other than just kind of sitting there looking at a radar screen and literally point and clicking. I have it set to numpad 1. I can go 1, 2, 3. So numpad 1 is set to weapon lock. The second one is numpad 2, which is for the keybind fire from the main caliber gun. This is because Gaijin considers the missile to be a main caliber bind instead of like a special gun like BMP or the Bradley. You want to have main caliber gun bound to numpad 2. You could also just left click like you would normally in a normal tank. But again, to make it easier for multiple targets and stuff like that, or just the fact that, again, you're really not in a frontline vehicle, you just need a couple of keybinds. I have it set to numpad 2. The third keybind is in the radar section. When you type in radar, I have it set to select radar target to lock on, or middle mouse in my legacy controls as the control for this system. So I can press numpad 1 to lock a target, numpad 2 to fire at a target, and numpad 3 to switch to a different target, because these radars are essentially spinning around, passively scanning, and they will pick up a target and place it there in the game space for you to see it. So you don't need to actually like legitimately search for and look at a target and lock it like you would with this keybind in something like the ADATS or the Panzer or the Roland. The honorable mention is, where is it? Right here. In camera control, anti-aircraft system menu is a new keybind. This is what BVVD was showing on stream. Well, I have the radar off. On the left, we have a different setup for the scope view. I actually like this for seeing what target I have selected better than the center view, which is just the normal flat top-down radar panel. But this one, I think, has a better sense of direction than the boxed view. And then at the top, we have a threat identification panel, which doesn't seem to be working quite yet. It's supposed to give the type of aircraft, whether it's specific to the name or just if it's an attack jet or fighter, I'm not really sure. But that does seem to be unfinished. It just, as you're in this kind of vehicle, you really don't have to do much else. You can sit in the screen and kind of just get a better view. Personally, I don't really like it too much. It's useful, it's nice. But I like being able to see where the target actually is in the battle space, like you can see here on that target. So I don't know how much I'll actually use that radar screen. So we got all the keybinds out of the way, got the radar screen out of the way. The next thing you want to do, you want to spawn in your launchers. So I press left, spawn in a launcher. You can still spawn it really far away. Put it over there. I could spawn the other one, but for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to use the one. I have the launcher placed. I could switch to it if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. I have multiple targets. However, I'm going to wait for them to fly away here. All right, so I have some distance between me and these targets. I'm actually going to drive over here because I think this tree is blocking that target. Another control honorable mention is the radar scope scale. That's how you change your range. This radar has 10, 20, 50, 100, and 250 kilometers. You really don't need anything more than 50 because you really won't see anything over 30. Because of how kind of the rendering in the game works. But I'm going to set this to 20 so I can see all these targets. This is a good shot right now. So I have that target over there. I'm going to use my numpad keys. I'm going to press 1 to lock it. You can see that there's a circle kind of by the target. Hopefully they'll fix that. But it shows that the seeker is on. For some reason, on the top left of the radar display in the corner of the screen, it doesn't show a power, like a power on thing, which it does on the SlamRam. So you can't really get a notification that it's on other than this seeker circle, at least at the moment. And, oh, I just lost the target. Probably because it went behind the tree. Unless, let me... There we go. So, I have the radar target in sight. I press numpad 1 again, turn the missile on. Numpad 2 to fire. You heard it fire. Obviously, you can see it flying towards the target. And target is dead. Alright, need to switch to another target. Numpad 3. If it'll pop up another target on the radar. Have another target selected. That one's 8.5 kilometers away and it's flying away. I'm going to, again, press numpad 1. Numpad 2 to fire. And there she goes, hopefully to the target. The way that these missiles kind of work, they are infrared and have also a contrast seeker. It's kind of like a dual system. They also feed from like data link, I believe. So that's kind of how like this launcher, the radar system is feeding the launcher and the missile information before it launches, because that missile kind of went up and went out over here and then turned. So the seeker is kind of looking in the direction, but it's kind of like a data link thing. I might be slightly wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a data link thing. So don't quote me on that. I destroyed another target. Now I have multiple targets on the radar screen. You can see 10 kilometers away. So I have that one in sight. I'm going to press numpad 1, 2 to fire, 3 to switch. Numpad 1 to lock, 2 to fire, 3 to switch. Numpad 1 to lock, 2 to fire, 3 to switch. There goes one target. There goes two targets. And over there, oh, behind the mountain, should be 3 targets. So that's how it works. These ones on the German system don't have a cooldown between missile shots, and they don't really have a spool up timer like the slam ram does. The slam ram, it takes like a blink or two to get the AMRAM on. The 9Xs still don't work on it, by the way, just FYI. As of today with the dev server, it's what, June 2nd. And the LD98 for Sweden, when you fire a missile in the bottom left on the icon, you'll see like a little like mini reload timer, like a half second to a second or so, but you can't just go ahead and spam them like that, which is still hilarious and cool. Just keep that in mind, that you can't spam them off like this. This is the system that's, in my opinion, going to be the best at handling multiple targets at once. Now, the caveat, this radar can pick up munitions, and you really got to make sure you know you're locking a munition, because in testing so far, these are really bad at intercepting munitions. All they want to do is loft, kind of go above the target, and then hit back down on it. But when you're intercepting munitions, you don't really want to go past it, kind of, you know, you want to intercept it in its flight path. So Gaijin hasn't kind of gotten that down yet. I don't know if the Iris is technically supposed to do that, but just keep that in mind. You really can't intercept munitions with this system specifically right now. When it comes time to the live server and everything's kind of done and finalized, maybe I'll revisit it to see if that is possible with all these systems. But right now, it's not really feasible. Could change, but not feasible at the moment. So keep those kind of caveats in mind. They can't really intercept munitions, and some of the other systems have a cooldown between missile shots. Meanwhile, again, the German system, I can just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. To my heart's content. 1, 2, 3, and I hate helicopters. 4. Oh god, this system is nuts. Anyways, that is pretty much it for the tutorial video. If it helped you out, let me know in the comments below. In other news, I know with the exception of the video yesterday, I haven't made a video in 9 months. It's probably going to stay that way. I just want to play my video games at this point, and making War Thunder content is honestly a fucking chore. So, that being said, don't know when I'll see you guys next, but thank you so much for watching, and I'm Steel, and I'll catch you guys at some point. See ya.